Linda from paperboutique.blogspot.com. I love my Cuttlebug, and I just purchased my first Spellbinder Nestability dies and thought I would try them in my Cuttlebug. I also discovered that you can make great looking metallic paper using your Cuttlebug and duct tape. But first, let's talk about Spellbinders. I made this card from a Bo Bunny kit, and I love using kit cards because it gives me a chance to focus on the inside of the card, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be using this particular Spellbinder die in the Cuttlebug, and I hope you can see that it's embossed. I'm not sure that the camera can bring that in. Well, let's go ahead and get started on how to use Spellbinder Nestabilities in your Cuttlebug. First of all, I purchased 4 different packets of the Nestabilities at Joann's, and I got just a wonderful deal on them. And what I'm going to do is just remove the largest one for this project, and then we're going to create a sandwich, is what it's called, for using in the Cuttlebug. Now, I don't want you to laugh when you see how used my pressure plates are, because they're pretty rough. So let me go ahead and show you how to build a sandwich. First of all, on the bottom, to cut, you're going to put your A plate. I'm hoping this is in camera. And then you're going to put your C plate. Then you're going to put your ridge up. And for this, I'm just going to use a piece of white cardstock. On my card, I used a text weight paper, but for this one, it's a little heavier cardstock, but both work. And then here's my very well used pressure plate. And that's the B plate. Then I'm going to bring in the Cuttlebug, and now you're going to hear some noise and cracking, and that's normal. Now, if you had your Cuttlebug on a desk, it would, when you open the handles, it would adhere to the desk, but since I've got it on paper, it isn't, so I'm going to have to push a little bit, and it might move around a little, and you hear the crack. That's perfectly normal. And I'm going to move the Cuttlebug out of the way for a moment and straighten out my paper here. And then what you have is this cute nestability that is still in there. And if you were using printed paper, you would want to have the printed side down. So it looks like this. Then what you're going to do to emboss the ridges around it, you're going to use the A plate. You're just going to leave this right inside here, and it just kind of rests in there if it happens to pop out. And then I'm going to use this tan embossing mat, and let me show you what that looks like. That is from Spellbinders, and it came with 2 of them, and I bought it at my local scrapbook store for $9. You're going to do that. And then you want to experiment with this. Some people use a piece of thin chipboard. I've got like 3 pieces of paper in here. So I'm going to do that. And then you're going to use both of the B plates. And one thing I do want to add is when you purchase this package, it also will have the sandwiches for the Cuttlebug right here, for the big kick here, for the big kick by Sizzix, and the big shot. So the directions are, I'm following them, and they seem to work out very well. Okay, then I'm just going to pick up the sandwich, and I'm going to put it back into my Cuttlebug. I hope I'm still in camera. Then I'm going to run this through. Let me move this over. And then what you're going to do is unload your sandwich, and then pop it out and turn it over, and it's perfect. I'm going to bring in a piece of white paper or pink paper so you can see, and it's so nicely embossed. It does a great job. Well, now let me just show you a couple of things on the card to tell you what I did. First of all, this was a kit card on the outside, and then on the inside, I just did a couple of sheets of, this was basic gray paper, and then this is the same as we just did. And then I've also done a video on how to do a sentiment on top of a unique shape. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see that. But I want to just mention, what I do is I try to make a shape as close as possible. I'll create a text box, add the text, And for the largest Spellbinder die in this kit, in the labels kit, I did my text box 4.25 and 2.75. And I have an arrow because that's the way it's inserted through the printer. And what I'll do is I will put this in. Obviously, this one's already done. And I'll put just a little piece of removable tape on both sides. And then I'll run it through the printer, but be sure to remove the border. And on my video, I go step by step on the computer and show you how to do it in Word. So take a look at my YouTube channel, and it's that easy. And then I'll move this out of the way, and then I just went ahead and pop dotted it, and you just have a really, really cute card. Well, let's go ahead and move on, and I want to show you how to emboss with duct tape. Okay, now we're going to, I'll bring in a piece of duct tape, and let me show you what I used for this. This is just heavy duty, or not even heavy duty, but just regular duct tape, and I used this particular width, and it was super, super fun to do. What I did, I've got all sorts of pieces here. Let me move those. What I did is I went ahead and put duct tape on a piece of cardstock, and this is a lightweight cardstock. You can use it on lighter weight paper. I just happened to try it on the lightweight cardstock. And then what you're going to do is, obviously, you'll put it face down so the right side is down in your embossing folder. It's very, very easy. And you're going to need, and let me find it, my A plate is here. So you're going to need your A plate, your B plate, the folder, and then another B plate. And this is going to be the sandwich. I'm going to bring this in. It's amazing. And it takes a little bit of pressure once again. You're probably going to hear it. I'm going to move this every time it moves my paper. And it's just amazing. Look at this. I'm going to bring in a piece of pink here so you can see it, because I'm all the gray. And what it also does is it makes the paper underneath almost feel like suede. So you could do it on both ways, and it makes your paper underneath super flexible. So wouldn't that be cute? One thing I do want to let you know is, and I love the effect, after it sits for a while, let me show you, it softens, and so it even looks a little bit more natural because some of the adhesion eases up. So it'll look like this after about a day, and I just wanted you to see that. So just in case you had expectations that it would stay quite like this. But the back stays the same, so it just lightens up to give you a softer look. The other fun thing I discovered when using the Cuttlebug is that you can also use your dies in the Cuttlebug, and also just go ahead, and what I did is I backed it with just very light text weight paper, and you just go ahead and cut. And the sandwich for that is basically the same. A is on the bottom, B, your die blade is face up, and then the paper attached to your duct tape, and then B, and then you go ahead and cut it. But I just think it's super, super cute, and it would be, you know, fun on a Father's Day card to cut a rectangle. I think it just gives you a super good look. Well, I'll bring in this card, and I'd like to thank you for watching, and we'll open it up. And please visit my blog at paperboutique.blogspot.com for more projects and ideas. Bye-bye.